Welcome to General Admission. Today is June 22nd. School's out for the summer. School's out for the summer, and the fall and winter is building up because so many shows are being announced, and it's really exciting.
Open the curtains. They're back.
Let's go. Let's go. We have purchased many tickets in the past week. Well, many, too. But that's
I think it was
many.
just one show.
Did we already get front bottom tickets before this last episode?
Thought so.
Well, whatever.
I was like, is there a surprise show announcement coming?
No, well,
Other than the one we can't talk about?
no, I think that was announced today. So we can talk about it.
And tickets are on sale Friday, if that's true.
That would be the case. I'll let you find out and I'll talk about other shows in the meantime. So yeah, we got front bottoms tickets, which I think we talked about already, and Foxing and the Hotelier. How do you pronounce that? I don't ever really say their name out loud.
Pretty sure
The Hotelier.
Hotelier.
Hotelier. Am I putting too much emphasis on the er? They're not like French.
I think you're right.
Hotelier.
Hotelier.
Okay.
That's at least
Hotelier.
what I say.
Yeah. Well, either way, as they put it, the album with the dogs and the album with the house, they're touring both. The Albatross and what is it? Home, the heart is where you are. It's like a
Isn't it
weird
home like no place is there?
yeah, there it is. Nailed it. It's like some weird like Yoda phrasing. Yeah, so we just scored those today. Pre-sale. Spoon lamp. What a code. What a great code. I was expecting it to just be like 10 or something like that.
Who's that referencing though?
I think they just picked two random words. At least that's
okay.
that's what I was hoping. Spoon lamp. Maybe they were just big fans of that. And they
Once
got
it was like an albatross reference. Because I haven't listened to that album in such a long time.
Yeah, I haven't really either, but I listened to it a lot when it came out.
You interviewed them, right? That's why you
Yeah.
got really into it.
Yeah, I got sent it from maybe Raby Records. I forget. Hopeless Records, maybe. One of those. And I was getting sent like a lot of stuff, and most of it was just fine. And I got sent the Albatross, and I was like, holy shit, this is really, really good. So yeah, I got to go to like the tour for that in the Webster basement. And then I did a phone interview with them, but I did like hang out with them after the show for a little bit, which was cool. Got to say hi.
That's what the world is, right? That tour.
Yes. And that was before I knew who the world is was. And I was very frazzled at that show. I was supposed to meet like their publicist.
Andy.
Not Andy. No, I went to this solo. And I'm also surprised Andy's not coming with us to this hotelier Foxing show. At least he didn't answer me.
I was gonna say, did you ask him?
I asked him, but I didn't get a response. But like this seems like a show he would definitely come to. So we'll have to follow up with him. But yeah, I went to this show solo 10 years ago. And I was supposed to like meet up with their publicist, and she's just like she described herself as a girl with like really big curly hair. It's like, okay.
That's specific.
So I saw a girl with really big curly hair. I'm like, hey, like, are you Sarah? And she just like mean mugged me. I was like, are you
Guess
Sarah?
not.
She's like, no. I was like, oh, like I'm meeting someone with really big curly hair, and like you have that. And she's like, she was just like giving me a hard time, but she kept answering me, so I couldn't quite get a read if she was like annoyed at me or amused. And I was like, I'm not making this up. And she thought I was just like making this up, I guess, to like hit on her, which was not the case. So I'm like, I'm gonna prove this to you if I find the actual girl with the big curly hair. And I did.
Did you drag her over to the other girl?
I pointed from a distance. I was like waving my arms and she didn't seem to really care.
No,
But I felt as if I redeemed myself. So,
maybe she'll
girl,
be at this show 10
yeah,
years later.
hopefully she has the same hairstyle. We could just run it back. But yeah, they blew my mind at that show because the Webster Basement, I think that's like the only show I've ever seen in the Webster Basement. Is it Webster that has a basement? Am I mixing up venues right now? Yeah,
Where's the
like this.
Terminal 5?
It's like the studio. I think it's called the studio. It's definitely Webster. Definitely maybe.
I think it was where we saw Front Bottoms, right?
Yeah, but we saw them upstairs.
Yeah.
This was like some like basement that held maybe like 300 people. I don't know.
I think you're right. I think it is Webster.
Yeah, but it was so good. Like the screams and like the passion behind their lyrics and everything. Like it was really fucking good. So I hope they still have that. Um, I would think they
They went
do.
they went pop on their last album. They like swung for the fences.
Yeah, they just kind of like mellowed it out a little. I still think it's a good nighttime driving record, but I haven't remembered
The
to
new
listen
one.
to it while nighttime driving. I think it was a new one. There's been a couple, like none stuck for me, quite like the Albatross, because they kind of veered away from that sound a little bit.
But Dealer was really good. That came out like right after it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was solid.
Also, a night driving album.
Yeah, maybe that's the one I'm thinking of. It's like green writing on it, and it's like a dark picture.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Dealer. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good night album. And then the last one I just thought was I don't know. It just didn't like quite grab me, but all the live videos I've seen, it seems like really good live. So I think they're just like a kick-ass live band.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Yeah, big time. That's like November, right? November.
November, the week
Yeah.
after Front Bottoms.
Yeah, not even. I think it's like 6 days.
6 days.
Nice.
We'll have
Nice.
Parker with us too.
Yeah. And did you confirm if that other show was announced?
It was announced. It's September 30th.
September 30th at Starland. Thursday we'll be playing War All the Time for like what is it, 30 years? 20 years?
20 years, I think, right?
20? 20
Wasn't
seems
it 2003?
yeah.
Which
Yeah.
we'll
All
be
right.
debating next week.
Yes. Yeah, we will. Well, get ready for that. It's gonna be fun. Um, so that's a draftable one for 2003 albums. Very interesting.
I have a giant list of albums that came out that year. Now I just need to pick like five and
Yeah.
then hope, and then a backup five, and then a backup to the backup five.
Yeah. I gotta like we gotta star the ones that we think will go like I think like Blink self-titled was that year. So
That's
it's
probably
like
top.
yeah.
Whoever gets the first pick.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be good. Stay tuned for that. We'll run that July 4th week. So I guess that would be like the 6th or something like that. I think so. Um,
You're right.
yeah. But this Thursday show, I definitely want to go if we're free. Think I'm free. I don't know. It's so far away.
Gotta check the calendar on that one.
Yeah, and it should be easy to like sell if we can't go. Oh, my Youngblood tickets sold like today for like $25. So I need to transfer them. I should have done that, but I got some time, sort of. Do it tomorrow.
Probably do that soon.
Yeah. Yeah. So I recouped like half my money. Um, Silverstein announced the tour. They're doing this is How the Wind Shifts.
Yeah, that was
Right.
the one that came out our senior year.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
crazy.
That has Massachusetts on it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Great album. That one kind of snuck by me a little bit, but now it's
it's one
like,
of their best ones.
yeah, it's great. It snuck by me when it came out, I should say. Even though we saw them on that tour. That was like the same year, I think.
That's an
Um,
awesome tour too.
yeah. I'm pissed that I can't make it to this one because
There's no Jersey date.
it's well it they're playing Warsaw again, which is cool because that's where I saw them like last time or one of the last times. But it's Black Friday weekend and me and Nicole do like a Cape May vacation that weekend every year. So
Yeah, can't miss that.
No, it's a really fun time, but I'm sad to miss Silverstein because I feel like I have missed their like last two, maybe three tours, and they're always like a must see if I'm free. And it's just been like horrible timing. I should
Have
have
we
went to
seen
that.
them post COVID?
I don't know if we've seen them since. It depends when I
Yeah,
saw
we got
them
to
with
change that.
I saw them with Hawthorne Heights do like their When Broken is Easily Fixed tour. But I don't remember if that was before or after because time like stopped being real. I don't know, but yeah, unfortunately can't go to that, which is a bit of a bummer.
Do we think they add a Starland show or probably not?
It didn't look like there was room.
That's
I don't
probably why they're
know.
not playing there.
It's just I heard Starland's like Booker changed or something like a few
It
months ago,
You
and
can
it's
kind
just
of
been
tell.
a little shaky as they get on their feet, I think. But it's like, where are all the shows?
That makes sense now that you mention that.
Yeah, because shows just like stopped happening there, it feels like.
Like,
Um,
how do you not get the front bottoms for Town of the Hawk? How do you not get Silverstein on this run when they love playing Starland?
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
it's really
am I
bizarre.
missing? I mean, they did get Thursday, but maybe they're
Yeah, so
finally starting
that's
to figure things out. But
yeah, that's a good one. And that's like
Wonder
hopefully
Years they got.
keeps going in that direction. Um Also, this Saturday, I sent this to you on Instagram. Um Fred Mascherino Cherry of Maraschino. I don't know. Sorry.
Is it
Uh
Marciano?
I don't maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know how to say it. He's just Fred. He's Fred. Um Fred, formerly of Taking Back Sunday, currently of The Color Fred, tours with Say Anything. He's just like he's a monster. He's so good. And apparently he's got a single coming out with one of the Sum 41 guys. I forget who. Um
The
I have to
drummer, right?
drummer. Um and yeah, they got like a single coming out and they're hosting an emo night in maybe also at Webster, which makes me less sad that I am not going to go see it because I thought they were just like revealing some secret band they had and they were just going to like play a set, which would be really cool. But if they're just hosting emo night and maybe like they debut their live song, then like it's a little
I'm missing
less.
too much.
Yeah. The
There's
emo
no new
night's
Sum
like,
41 song.
where's the albums? Where's both
Plural.
albums? Yeah.
We sewed the bet. We sewed the bet going. Or the guy said this year. You said next year.
I thought it was the other way around.
No, because I definitely said it would come out this year.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, sure. We got to check the
Because you were like,
tapes.
we're not getting this anytime soon.
I could have sworn I was the opposite. I guess I just decided to go
The long game.
pessimistic. Yeah. I mean, the longer it takes for them to put out, the longer they don't break up.
Pessimistic.
So yeah, if they never put it out, they never break up. Boom.
Good plan.
What's your favorite time of year for shows? Do you have one? I was thinking about
I
this
want to
today.
say, I think summer probably because like you don't have to worry about like carrying a jacket or anything like that. Like if it's fall or winter, and you can just
Yes,
walk in
but
like in shorts
you have to
and
worry about rain.
not there's an inside show in the summer.
Well,
Not
yeah.
that there's many of those, but
Yeah. I was thinking like the outside, like pony type
the
summer
elements.
nights, like those are some of the best, but I also like winter shows for some reason, just because winter's so dull that like shows kind of give you something to look forward to in that
That's
like
true.
dreary time after Christmas where everything's just like cold. I mean, it's a bitch going to the shows that time of year, but it also,
I
I
think
guess,
fall's a good
depends
time
on,
too.
yeah, yeah, fall's great. I mean, it's always a good time to go to a show. It kind of depends on the music too. Like, I want to see emo bands in like the
The
fall and
fall
winter, and I
and the
want to
early
see.
November,
Yeah, yes, exactly. And I want to see like Fish and like Foo Fighters in the summer.
but also New Year's week.
Yeah, well, Fish, yeah, Fish is all time. Who am I kidding? But yeah, they're also a summer band. We're so close. We're like a month out from our show,
Getting
which,
there.
and it's like 3 weeks till summer tour starts. So that'll be fun.
I've got some homework for live fish when we get that back to.
Yeah. Yeah, you got some shows to check out. Bonnaroo 2019, I think, was the year. It's a great one.
Both
Um,
nights, right?
yeah. But specifically the set with Everything's Right. I think that was might have been the first one. I
The
don't know.
peak of the set.
Yeah. That was definitely a highlight.
There's also that Philly Punk Festival they announced, but I think it's also in Denver with Rise Against.
Yeah. I have beef with that festival because, well, because they say it's in Philly, but it's in Camden. So like just say it's in Jersey. It's not in Philly. What the
I mean,
fuck?
I get Camden's right there, but you're right, it's not Philly.
Yeah. It's there. I don't know. Just give us the respect we deserve. Thank you, New Jersey. We'll get to Origami Angel in a little bit. Um, the festival
It's
does look cool though.
1, 2, 3, 4 Fest with Rise Against, Rancid, Jawbreaker, Descendants, Joyce Manor, Pussy Riot, and Dillinger 4.
It's pretty cool. I was listening to Dillinger 4 because Lauren said her and her husband liked them.
Are they different from Dillinger Escape Plan?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. They're just like punk. Uh, yeah, like punk. They're good though.
4 members?
I hope so. Would you call it a gang?
I would.
Yeah. We're gonna get into the definition of gang in a little bit,
The
but
Gami Gang?
the Gami gang, who are it's only 2 members. The fuck? We'll get to it. Yeah, this one is cool. I think I would be interested in going if I was gonna be around, but it's the Louder Than Life Fest. It's funny, I was telling you earlier, like I was almost relieved that I couldn't go to this because you get hit with so many shows and festivals at once that you want to do them all and you know you can't. And when you just have like there's nothing I can do, I can't go, it's like a bit of a relief.
Yeah. And like we've had like a really light summer for the most part when it comes to shows. Like I think it's just two, right? I mean, I think we have three with us and
Uh
Jake, right?
Less than Jake. I also have Jimmy Eat World, Manchester
4. Oh yeah, I forgot
Orchestra.
about that one.
Yeah. I got to talk to Vinny and see if he's coming or not, or we can just ask him on air. We could whoever drafts better gets the Less Than Jake ticket.
Ooh. So I will gladly go if you can't.
Yeah.
Especially after
I
listening to Millington, who we'll also touch on soon.
yes. Um I also haven't looked at resale tickets for that at all. So maybe it's like not bad and we can just you can both come.
Also
But
true. Is that a House of Independence?
it is just like half the size of the other venues they're playing on this tour, which is pretty cool. Uh what was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? Yeah, that show's gonna be great. Um fuck. I forgot what I was gonna talk about. But I hope you can come. I hope everyone can come. Everyone should come to the show. Oh, I remember what I was gonna talk about. I've been watching Modest Mouse tickets like a hawk, and they're going up.
So are Fall Out Boy tickets.
Damn. Yeah, that's
Like the
one.
lawn's like 115 now.
Wow. I don't want to spend more than like 60 with fees for the lawn. I also
Totally
like,
agree.
I'm not dying to go to that show. I think it'd be fun, but also if it's like you don't have to go to PNC, it's okay. Like
Yeah.
don't, I don't really
I
mind.
got really into like
I'm washed.
the new Bring Me the Horizon song this week, Lost.
It is a
So I'm
really good
like,
song.
and then it reminded me how much I really liked them.
Yeah.
But then again, they're not the headliner, so
Yeah. Yeah, it's whatever. We should get to some albums. I think we just touched on two. Since we were just talking about Less Than Jake, let's dive into Millington.
let's do it. What a find, right?
Yeah, where these guys come from?
So I'm subscribed to a newsletter called Liner Notes, which is from chorus.fm and written by Jason Tate, who I've been following his stuff for years. And he throws in like recommendations. Like he tends to lean pop a lot of the time. So like I don't always click with everything he recommends, but like the way he described this one was like Less Than Jake meets like early Newfound Glory. I was like,
Yeah,
well, that sounds up my alley.
dude, that's
And that's exactly
exactly
what it was.
yeah. He nails that voice, that Newfound Glory voice, and the whole brass section is very Less Than Jake-ish. But then they also get a little heavy with it at times. There's not like screams, but there were some
There's
moments,
Welcome
right?
Home, there's kind of a scream.
Yeah, yeah, all right. Um, I I don't know if just like no one's done this or I just haven't heard it, but like I can't believe no one's done this yet. Like they're calling themselves brass emo, and it works so well.
And I feel like ska was kind of gone, other than like the legacy acts that still tour.
Ska's not dead.
It's not dead, but I feel like there hasn't been a new. I mean, I just might not be aware of
Um, there was
newer bands.
there's one band called Cat. Is it Cat Bite? Cat Bite. Check them
Cat in
out.
a Hat.
Not no. Jim Carrey's band. No, they're called Cat Bite, and they're also ska and like, but they're it's way more like raw than Millington as far as like production, but it's pretty cool also. But yeah, I don't really know many modern ska bands. And I think this like brings the pop punk emo to ska like really, really nicely.
And it's like these guys know how to write like catchy songs too. Like the choruses are great. The songs get like stuck inside your head
Yeah, what's
for most of the
the
day.
second track? Marianne.
Marianne.
Yeah, that one's super catchy.
That's probably the best chorus on here.
Yeah. I had them on
Hollywood was good.
I had them on shuffle a little bit just to hear all their stuff and it all tracks.
I think they produced their own stuff too. Like it says like Millington Records on
Oh
the
wow.
where normally the record label would be.
That's awesome. Yeah, I want to hit them up and see if they'd want to come on because I'd love to like hear how this all got started.
I feel like we have a over 50% chance to land them.
Yeah,
Not to get too ahead of myself.
they seem to be like in the range of the guests we get. So
If we got cold years, I feel like we can get them.
I feel like we're the only ones who know cold years in the States.
Which is sad. People
They
don't know what they're
deserve
missing.
they deserve more. They'll get here. They're just taking their time.
We're gonna have a new album before they tour like the album that should have blown them up.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, this Millington EP is awesome. I saw they had one album, or I don't know if it was also an EP. It looked like they had a lot of like EPs and random singles and
Ton of EPs.
yeah, which seems to be the case with a lot of like newer bands, but it's very like frustrating when you want to like listen or get to know a new band. It's like I just want to like put on your album. But if it's like I have to listen to this EP with two songs, then this EP with two songs, it's just or split, whatever
And then it
you want to
takes up
call
like
it.
your whole recently played because you had to play like six different things.
Yeah, but they're great. I think they might just be like a good shuffle it or just play this EP. But either way, like I'm gonna listen to all their music.
I want to check out their last EP too, was Beat Down Generation.
Was that
Also like
the gold and
six
black one?
songs. Yeah, so for like looks like the kids like falling out of the ceiling.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it.
And this new one was called Welcome Home.
Yeah.
But not the Coheed Welcome Home or the
Yeah.
Metallica Welcome Home
This is the
or the
milling.
Puff Daddy or Diddy I'm Coming Home.
A lot of welcome homes.
Or Newfound Glory's Coming Home.
Green Day's Homecoming.
Or that one too.
Let's keep it on the emo side of things and talk about this Origami Angel. Hold on. Brett's holding up his finger as if he
Bef-
has more to say.
Not on Millington, but before we address Origami Angel, is this an album or is it an EP? Because I've seen it referred to as an album by some people and an EP by others, and I'm not sure what to call it.
Um, well,
It says album on
it's
Spotify.
oh, I thought it said EP right in the name. Doesn't it say Welcome Home EP?
Oh no, I mean Origami Angel.
Oh, okay. Um,
It
it's
doesn't
eight.
say Brighter Days EP. It says just
No,
album
no.
on Spotify.
I think it's an album. It's 8 songs.
It's just short.
Yeah, it's only 20 minutes, but it's 8 songs. It has a clear intro and clear closing track. It's an album.
It's an
I'd
album,
call
right?
it an
Okay.
album. It's just a short album.
That's what I've been calling it. So I wanted to make sure
Like
that aligned.
you could have an EP longer in runtime with less songs, and it would be an EP. I think it comes down to amount of tracks,
So when you hit 8, you're in LP.
an LP.
7 is EP max.
All right. Then they
All right.
definitely deliberately put 8 songs here. I really like this. Uh,
They hit another home run here.
yeah. And it's way more digestible than their other stuff. Not knocking their other stuff, but their other stuff is very chaotic all over the place. This feels a little more structured, even though it does kind of have those elements of going all over the place.
It's a good intro to them. And like, if you like this one, then you'll dive into Gami Gang. And then if you like that, dive into, was it Ordinary Days? No,
Yeah,
Somewhere City.
Somewhere City.
Where'd I get that
Um,
from?
I don't know. I just blindly agreed with you. Um, they call themselves Gami Gang though, and I Googled it. A gang is a group of 3 or more people. So like I feel ripped off. This band
Isn't
is
that what
only
they call their fans, though?
um
I thought
hmm.
so. At least that's what how they make it sound on
Their
Gami Gang.
fans are the Gami Gang. Or they can be included in the Gami Gang, but they are not
Or
the Gami
that,
Gang.
yeah.
Because it is just 2 guys, which also kind of like blew my mind a little bit because there's a lot of sound.
A lot of
Or
shredding.
yeah, but I guess just drums and guitar and vocals.
But do they tour with a bass player and another guitarist?
I have no idea. I don't I didn't think I heard bass in the songs.
No, I
Now I'm
didn't
second
either.
guessing it. Yeah. So no, it's probably just the 2 guys. Um, I wrote their names down because I feel like they deserve their names to be said. Singer and guitarist Ryland Keegi and drummer Pat Doherty. So yeah, that's Origami Angel from DC. And
Prince George County.
they gave Jersey some stripes on this album
They
with
did. We
track
do
number
like
two.
minding our own business here.
We do. Thank you, New Jersey, for always bringing me down to Earth. There it is. I had to remember the second half of that. We do bring people down to Earth.
What a song though. Like it has like Beach Boy vibes in it too, like with the background like ooze.
Yeah, yeah. Is that the Jersey Shore like on the album cover?
It
I mean, it's
kind
just
of looks like
dunes.
it.
I guess it could be any beach, but it because they have a song "Thank You New Jersey" and then a picture of like dunes and the beach. It just it's New
It
Jersey as far as I'm
it
concerned.
might be.
But I love the ukulele intro and outro, and I think "Looking Out" has some in it too. Um,
And it
Cobra,
breaks down in the beginning.
yeah,
Like we'll prove them wrong, and it goes just
yes,
like a 4 year strong like breakdown.
yeah, that's so good. And Kobayashi gets real heavy too. It's real nice.
So I looked this one up. I was trying to see if this is a song about the hot dog contest guy, but it was not.
Uh,
The Kobayashi Maru is a training exercise in the Star Trek franchise designed to test the character of Starfleet Academy cadets in a no-win scenario.
wow.
So they're picking up off the it's like science fiction video game vibes of Gami Gang.
Nice. Nice. I I I really like these guys. I only kind of discovered them like this year because like every single um like emo Midwest emo band I would listen to that was even remotely noodly would have them listed as an influence. Like, I guess I should probably listen to these guys.
And
They're
now you
very
see why.
yeah, they're very noodly, but they're less noodly on this album. There's still plenty of noodling,
Oh yeah,
but
but it's
it's
still dialed back.
yeah, it's more like placed than just everywhere.
They also do a thing where like they end the album where it leads into the beginning of the album, and they did it again here. And I just love when bands do that.
The endless loop, the
The
snake eating
endless
its
loop
own head, tail.
because like it ends like with the beginning of Brightest Days again, like with the ukulele.
Yeah. It actually had me question a few times, like, did the album start over? Which is pretty cool. If you hit that repeat button the appropriate amount of times, you could probably just run it back and get a full length album,
And I'm
full
pretty sure they
40
did that on the
minutes.
last album too. So they're just becoming masters of that craft pretty much.
That's great. I love albums where without looking at the track list, you can just feel when you're on the last song.
That one does have like a finality to it.
Yeah. Yeah, just something about it. Like you could tell with the ukulele coming back, it like winds down because the last like 2 minutes of that song are kind of like not nothing, but sort of like very I think it's just ukulele and singing like as it gets more distant.
Yeah. And then do you think so? This one was 20 minutes and ended, but their last album was 50 minutes. Do we think there's like a Darkest Days they're gonna drop that might be also 20 minutes? Or is that too Weezer minded of me?
That is very Weezer minded of you. I think it's a great idea though.
Like drop this in like the fall or something, or in the
Yeah.
winter?
Oh, that's a great theory.
Because I'm sure there's more songs, knowing because like the last one had 20 songs.
I really like this. I hope you're right. I'm gonna subscribe to the darkest days happening.
Let's do it. I haven't seen any news, so if that's a thing, I haven't read it beforehand, but I haven't seen it anywhere at
I
least.
believe you. That's a great theory.
I'm gonna check to make sure now on their Wikipedia page.
And they got these cool balloons, or it's like almost Comic Sans looking font on the album cover.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and they're calling this a mixtape. It's not an EP or an LP.
Oh, interesting. I thought for something to be a mixtape. Well, no, a mixtape is just anything like I don't know. I don't know what the parameters of a mixtape are. In my head, a mixtape is something that a, usually a rapper would just release like on their own, independent of the label, not trying to like make money off it. Just boom, here's a bunch of songs. And mixtapes in my head usually have samples. This
And
doesn't
this one did
feel
not.
this doesn't feel anything like a mixtape to me. But if that's what they're calling it, then who am I? Who am
So
I
their
to
their
decide?
quote is it's called a mixtape because the differences between each track on the Brightest Days are what makes it such a special release. But it feels like an album.
If it felt cohesive to
It doesn't
me.
feel different. Yeah.
I guess next time I run it back, I'll pay closer attention to the songs.
All right, so this is not an
Not
album.
it's not an EP. on LP.
So maybe we'll get a Darkest Days mixtape
Mixtape.
next.
Yeah. Hmm. What font do you think they'll use for that? Helvetica?
Gothica?
Gothica? In Times New Roman?
Najica?
Speaking of Times New
Oh,
Roman.
Times New Roman. What a transition.
I've been trying to set that up for the last like 10 minutes.
Nailed it though.
Boom. I think we had another album come out this week that referenced the font.
We did in Times New Roman.
Queens of the Stone Age. Josh Homme and
Is it
friends.
Hami?
Homme? I think
Maybe.
so. I don't think it's Homie, but it's not Hom. So it's got to be Homme.
I'm guessing Hami just because like that's how they said his name on that Zane Lowe podcast I listened to.
Ah, yeah. And that's how they said it on the IndieCast too. Which, just to clear up, I really enjoy that podcast.
It's a very good podcast.
I was just hating on them for acting like they didn't know Silverstein, but maybe they don't. I don't think they would lie about not knowing Silverstein, but I felt personally attacked.
They have some hot takes sometimes on it that I don't always agree with, but they do have some really good recommendations at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. I just wanted to clear that up, make sure I'm not coming off as a hater. Like, go listen to the IndieCast. It's great. Um, Queens of the Stone Age, In Times New Roman. I don't know what number album this is for them. Six, five,
Might be more than that.
eight.
It might
Uh,
be 8, let's say.
it's at least six. Final answer.
Almost there.
Show me six.
8.
Ah, nice. Yeah, they got a lot of music.
Their first in 6 years, first full length album.
Wow. 6 years doesn't feel like that long anymore.
No,
But I guess COVID still falls under that 6 year umbrella. So I think. I don't even know anymore. But if you're under that umbrella, it's like you kind of get a pass on not putting stuff out.
I think that's fair.
So it's like, oh, it was 6 years, but two of them were COVID.
But
So
I was happy when people put out stuff during COVID.
yeah, yeah. What'd you think of this? Because I've been all over the place.
I have two, and like, so I got really into them like the year after we graduated college, and I got like really sucked down the wormhole. Like, I loved every single one of their releases. Like, that was the same year like Clockwork came out, which is like one of their best, arguably. And I've been anytime they put something out, like I really like it, but they're a band I've never seen live. I wouldn't say I'm like the biggest fan of just because I haven't seen them live. Like that'd be bad fandom. Although I haven't seen Pearl Jam or Slipknot live, and I love them too. So maybe I'll just chunk them in with those guys.
Yeah,
But
it's not a
it doesn't make me a
prerequisite to
bad
being.
fan.
No.
But yeah, where was I going with that? Oh yeah, so but basically I've been drawn to them because of the music. Like they're a band like before you showed me the Ways of Fish. I would go to Queens of the Stone Age and just lose myself in like guitars and drums and not really pay much attention to the lyrics of their songs. And I think this was the first one where I had to pay attention to really get what was going on here. Because like the music was still good, but it wasn't like how it was in the past. You could just lose yourself in what's going on around you. And it's like a really dark album because like he was going through some like really serious shit since their last album. Like he went through a divorce. He lost friends. He had a serious health scare. So he used like these songs to kind of work his way through that and like come out the other side. Like basically the theme of the album is acceptance. And like you see that when you dig into the lyrics, but if you're just like kind of have it on the background, like it's not going to really grasp you. And it didn't grasp me in my first couple listens because like I had it on driving to a wedding this weekend, had it on during work on Friday, and it wasn't doing anything for me. And then finally, when I pulled up the lyrics, it started to make a lot more sense. And then the music combined with the lyrics made it all click together. and I do think it's another solid release by them. And I think they're one of those bands like Slipknot we talked about last week, not counting the EP, who have a really strong discography and really don't miss when they put out a full length.
Yeah. I I went through a similar situation as you where it took me up until the third listen to feel like I was getting the album. Um the first time was in the car driving somewhere. Second time was at work. And both times I just felt like it wasn't grabbing me, but it wasn't bad. Like
Yeah,
the music was good, but it just wasn't really doing anything for me. And then I put it on today while working in the yard. Like I was just playing with Jasper and like lifting weights casually, and like I just had this album like blasting, and it felt like a really good album for that type of environment. Like playing it loud while I'm doing other stuff. Like I didn't go down the lyric rabbit hole like you did, but it felt like a good um outdoor album to like have on kind of in the background, but you're still listening. Like the songs had different enough vibes where like I forget which one it was. I want to say like Time and something, but that one kind of had me like strutting around a little bit. Like it had
that was a
like
really
this
good
like
dancey one.
yeah, it had this walk to it, and then there were like other heavier ones. Like there was enough variety where the album never got boring, but also took a little for it to like stand out.
To
So
sink
I
in.
I didn't think I'd be going back to it too much, but now I could see myself putting it on again in that type of situation. Like if I'm maybe outside grilling or something like that, like just throw it on. Because as much as I love the Foo Fighters album, like it's not always like I was playing it into the ground. And it's like if you're trying to like have a good time hanging outside, like maybe it's not the best choice when you consider what the whole album's about, as much as I want to listen to it all the time. So this felt like a more like instrumentally driven album that could kind of like carry that.
I think that's well said. It is like if you don't pay attention to the lyrics, like you could put this on and it is like solid background music, especially like when you're outside or driving. But then if like peel the onion back a little further, it kind of has many similarities to that Foo Fighters record as far as like dealing with the boss and just a whole bunch of other things he had to go through to make this
Yeah.
record. Because like they wrote all this music like years ago, and he just didn't have it in him to put lyrics to it. And then finally, he's like, like,
Wow.
I gotta address my demons.
Yeah.
And he went in like the sound in the studio and laid down all the vocals for everything, and this is what we got.
It's kind of funny. I compared it to Foo Fighters lyrically different, and it's actually not. Like I'm just listening to another depressing album without realizing it.
But it's hidden,
It's definitely hidden more. Uh,
like,
I
because like
I
he's. Oh, go ahead.
well, I was gonna say I listened to some of their other albums as well this week. Because I never really
Incredible.
have deep dived them. I really liked Rated R, like a
It's
lot.
so good.
It is like the perfect amount of weird. Like
And did you know the feel good hit of the summer was banned in the UK? I didn't know that.
that's amazing.
And he's like, wait, I'm not even saying like I'm doing those drugs. Like I'm literally just listing drugs. Like you're banning a list.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. But I'm sure banning a song isn't going to make people want to listen to it more.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like that never works. But yeah, and I'm pretty sure they are playing Louder Than Life, so I'm gonna get to see them. So
I'm jealous.
yeah, I I found a quote because YouTube started throwing things shorts at me after you sent me that interview, which I watched like some of. Um,
It was a long one.
but there was a Dave Grohl quote just talking about like how good they are live. And then I realized he was in Queens of the Stone Age for Songs for the Deaf. Is he like on that album?
He
Or did
played
he
drums
just
on that album,
I that's pretty cool.
and he played some drums on like Clockwork too.
Damn. What a beast. What
He's
a
the
beast.
man.
He really is.
And they're like
Um,
best friends too.
yeah, maybe he'll come out with them at Louder Than Life. Although it's like 4 days later, so he's probably not gonna still be there. He'll probably have another show by then,
You never
or
know
like
though.
three. Yeah, but yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. I'm glad I kept giving it more chances because I was ready to kind of write it off, and it didn't deserve that. I think it'll grow on me.
I'm gonna keep listening to it because I
Yeah.
do feel like it is all over the place. Like Sicily, I wrote like it's like a dark track that kind of sounds like it'd be in like an apocalyptic movie. But then they have like Time and Place, which you talked about, which is like a dancey track of theirs, and I
Yeah.
love when they go dancey. Like they
Yeah.
know how to really do that well. And that
And
goes from like his love of David Bowie, so it
oh
makes
yeah,
sense. He's
yeah.
able to do that.
And what is it like through the people or watching the people?
What the
Like
peephole say.
yeah, that's it. That's a great one too. Was that a single? That would have been my choice for the
It should have
single.
been.
Yeah. Guess
He must have had so much fun writing the names of these songs.
yeah. Let's play guess the single.
I know the three they released.
It wasn't that then.
No, I don't think so.
Uh, paper machete, carnivore, emotion sickness. Damn.
Carnivore sounds like straight up David Bowie,
Yeah, I gotta
like the way
listen
he
back.
sings.
This is an album where short of doing this podcast, I have no intentions of knowing song names. Like this is an album that I'm just gonna throw on and it's gonna play, and I'm never gonna know what song is which isn't great for talking about it on a podcast. But I can just tell this is an album you just throw on, even though the song names are great. Gotta give them credit.
To seize all your demons, carpe demon. To face down your demons, you've got to free them.
Whoa, that I'm just trying to sort that out in my brain. That's some
Also,
that's some good wordplay.
he had a lot of fun with the lyrics
Yeah,
while being also like dealing with some personal, literal, like real life demons.
yeah.
But I also like the album art on this one is like the inverse of their last album, Villains. Like Villains is like a demon covering like his eyes, and this one's him like literally embracing the demon. Like you see the demon's hands on the back of his shoulders or
Oh
jacket,
yeah.
which I thought was pretty clever idea.
Yeah, that's cool. It's a good catch. All right, you want to throw it to some skip repeats?
I do. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything I want to touch on here. I think I
Uh,
pretty much covered it all though. But he had that interview was fascinating. Like, he's a really interesting guy.
yeah, yeah, he is. He seems like way more into his feelings than I would expect someone who looks and sounds like him to be.
Same.
Which like credit to him for doing that because I'm sure it's not easy when you're like basically like a badass cowboy because that's kind
No,
of how he comes across.
he's like living in a desert for a while, and he's with that Caius like before
Yeah,
Queen of the Stone Age.
yeah, they're another super badass band.
Oh yeah, they're from Australia, I think, right? Like that was like the desert they were in.
Yeah, yeah, pretty sure.
Just wild.
Oh man, I had a brutal interview with one of the guys from. So what they became like Caius sucks after he left or something like that. There was like another.
There's another version of them.
I think so. I think it was called like. I think it was called Caius sucks or like something like that. But I was supposed to interview one of those guys for Guitar World, and I was on a family vacation in Wildwood, and I tried like doing it over the phone, like at the beach, and this guy had the heaviest accent. I couldn't hear anything he was saying. It was unusable. It was just like the most
Oh no,
awkward. Yeah, it was a disaster. Like I was so set on not turning anything down, or I should have just been like, I can't do this interview because like I'm not going to be around that week. It was so bad, and I blew it
Caius
with that one.
Lives was the other moniker.
Kais lives. Damn it. Kais sucks. I'm thinking of Primus. Kais. Whoops.
Close, but
Close. All right. let's get to some skip repeats and then we'll call it a show.
Let's do it.
Yeah. There's some wild news this week that kind of inspired me to want to have this segment because I felt like we needed to talk about this. There's this whole submarine thing going on right now, and I definitely don't know all the details. I know at the core of it, there's a bunch of people missing at sea, which is a sad thing that I'm acknowledging. And now I'm gonna make jokes about it. No, not entirely, but the headline that was going around was, I guess, um, one of the guys who's lost, his stepson went to a Blink 182 concert and like posted about it. And this sparked some controversy because it's like your stepdad is missing at sea, potentially dead, and like you're going to see Blink 182. And I wanted to use this as my skip to skip the haters. Now, I don't know the full scope of all this, but
Skip the sun.
skip the sun because
Yes.
okay, you're
Do
gonna have
not
to
skip the haters. The haters are justified here.
okay, because my I was just wrapping it up as people grieve in different ways, and I don't think spending 3 hours at a show while he can't go out there and find his dad, and if that's going to make him feel a little better, maybe forget about it for a little, like I really don't have a problem with that. Um, that being said, there's all the nuance of like maybe his mom needs him, maybe this isn't the best time to disappear. Definitely don't post about it to social media for sure. Like, I would maybe clear it with my family, be like, I know this is going on, but like, I really just need to get out of here. And like, this would help. Like, what do you think? Or something like that. I don't know. I know it's touchy, but people grieve in different ways. And music heals. Now, I know like Mark, Tom, and Travis talking about their dicks isn't quite a spiritual experience or anything like that, but I wanted to almost just defend the move. Like, I don't think it's that crazy to go to a show during a time of grief. Now, Brett, tell me all the information I don't have and why I'm wrong.
So while everything you just said is accurate and like music is a great way to kind of go through the grieving process and help you kind of process everything. I don't think that's what he was doing here because he tagged the band and the band members and let them know, hey, my stepdad's one of those guys in this submarine. Hope you guys have a good show tonight. I'm gonna be, and hopefully it'll make me like feel better. I mean, I'm like paraphrasing there. That's pretty much what he tagged the band and each member of the band in his tweet. So probably hoping that they'd see that, invite him backstage, like after the show or before the show or something. So he was just trying to get clout to meet like Blink-182 and using his dad, who's more than likely not stepdad, who's more than likely not coming back at this point. By the time you were listening to this, you might even have that news confirmed. And then there's like this whole history of him just being a shitty person.
The kid?
So it the kid, so it
Okay.
kind of tracks with that.
Okay.
So
All right. I still stand by the grand idea of what I said, but
which you're
yeah,
totally correct about. But in this instance,
tagging the
he was
band
trying to meet
is
Blink 182.
that's come on, man. Have some like tact. I don't know.
That's why
What's the
people
word?
made
Is
fun
that
of
the
him.
word?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Some class. Yeah, that's
Class,
that's
there it is.
that's
Yeah,
that's fucked up. That he's now leveraging his grief to try and have a gain out of it, which is
exactly.
really shitty to
Which
everyone. Did the
which
band respond?
I don't think they did, but I'm not 100% sure.
Did they play Man Overboard? Or maybe
Oh, that would be a very Blink move to call him out and be like, "This is for you."
or there's a worse one.
Down.
Wishing well.
Uh,
Uh I feel dirty. I'm sorry.
but you know how Courtney Kardashian announced she was pregnant this weekend to Travis?
Yeah.
Like people were making fun of that, like being like they tagged his tweet and like Photoshop the poster. It was like, "Hey Travis, my stepdad's one of the guys in the submarine."
Oh my God. I love the internet sometimes. I hate it most of the
Undefeated,
time, but
undefeated.
sometimes, yeah. Oof. Yeah. That's fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone else? You're completely right with what you said, though.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been in similar. My grandpa was in the hospital and it was definitely like towards the end. And I saw fish at the garden one of those nights and it helped me. I like cried at that show. Like it was like very therapeutic. And like again, I talked it out with my family and like knew like shit wasn't gonna go down while I was gone. And they're like uh, sitting in the hospital for those 3 hours being sad wasn't like necessary. Um,
He probably would have
yeah,
wanted you to go see fish anyway.
yeah. It he wouldn't have wanted me to just sit around in a hospital.
No,
And like we did plenty of that. We yeah, so it's not like I did a whole like baker's dozen, like skip the funeral.
you were gone for 2 weeks.
What happened to Grandpa? Oh, hope you had fun sucking down balloons on.
At Glaze night.
Oh. Did you tell me earlier that Cardi B was somehow involved in this?
Yeah, so she's feuding with the stepson now on Twitter, but I haven't read the background on that yet. I just saw it's happening. I'm like, I need to not pay attention to this story anymore.
Maybe she wants to meet Blink 182, so she's trying to get close to him for when he gets to meet them.
Possibly.
Yeah,
Cardi Blink.
that's what the B stands for. Of course. It's all making sense now. What a wacky situation. That whole thing
Yeah.
is we don't have to get into it, but like
The cruel irony of like dying, going to see the remnants of the Titanic, and then sinking yourself.
yeah, also like the quality of that thing, it runs on like a remote control and like not even like the good one. It's like the one you give like your
Like the
friend.
first Xbox one.
It's Logitech. So it's like a Mad Cat controller. Like it's like not it's weird. I I was reading accounts of people who like quit the job because they're like it wasn't safe and they wanted to like test it on us and we were like no, fuck that.
Yeah, it's
So,
terrifying.
yeah. Yeah. That it's wild. Um who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen? But that kid sucks, but going to shows in the time of grief isn't the worst thing in the world. Just don't try and leverage it to meet the band.
Yes, do not
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah. All right. What did you want to talk about? Do you have any skips or repeats?
I think that was a team skip this week, right?
Yeah, I'd say that was a group effort
Okay.
because there was a lot to unpack there.
So I had a few repeats. And by few, I mean two.
Oh, so not a gang.
Not again, or maybe part of the Gami gang. But first one was I'm repeating Foo Fighters at Bonnaroo, which has gotten me even more excited for See Here Now in a few months because they absolutely killed it. I'm so glad you told me there was a Bonnaroo stream and I got to watch it Sunday night. And it's nice that like Nashville's an hour behind us. So like it was
Oh,
like prime like 10:30 to 12:30.
that's why I couldn't find anything at 8 o'clock.
You're looking at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I was trying to put it on and like there was nothing on Hulu and I couldn't figure out why. So then we watched I Love You Man for the
Nah,
millionth time and I forgot to watch the Foo Fighters.
still a great movie though.
Classic. Jobin. Um, you watched the whole thing? The whole
I
set?
watched the entire thing, so I got to see like Haley Williams come
Hell
out for
yeah.
My Hero.
That was sick.
It
That
was
clip was
awesome.
so good. They were having so much fun. They're both so cool.
They really are.
I
And
want
she
them
was
to
like
be my
harmonizing with him, and
parents.
he was like so impressed by her.
Yeah, that was, and she was singing it like her own way too. She wasn't just like singing it exactly how the song goes. Like it didn't feel like karaoke or anything like that.
No, because Haley's awesome.
Yeah.
But they also a few nights before they premiered The Teacher Live, which you
Yes.
sent me that awesome story of how that went down.
Yes, that was so good. They uh they were getting shit for like running too late because there's like a strict they were in what was it, Arkansas?
Arkansas.
There was like a strict 11 o'clock cutoff and it was like 10 after and they were being told to wrap it up for the last like 15, 20 minutes. And he's like, all right, we'll just play one more. Then they debuted the longest song they've ever written.
Which I have a question
Amazing.
for you on that.
Yeah.
Little what was it, what they used to call them in school? Like the questions you have to like think long on.
Uh
I'm blanking what it
uh
was called.
a thought.
Thought exercise, we'll just call it.
Yeah. All right, let's go with that.
So
Open-ended.
open ended. There it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Woo.
So so they obviously they ended with the teacher that night, but on this tour so far they've been ending with Everlong. Would you trade Everlong for the
Yes.
teacher?
Yes.
Yes. I think I
Abs
would too right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, yeah, like I would trade Everlong and like pick another song. I don't know. My hero.
Best of you.
Like I don't yeah, I don't care. I would trade too. Um
Give me
did,
Aurora and the teacher.
did you see
Don't take Aurora out, but
did you see what happened with Everlong? They didn't play it at uh
in Arkansas,
possibly. Do you
because
know that for a
it got
fact?
cut. Yeah, because they
Okay.
that's why they ended with the teacher.
Yeah, so they didn't play it in Arkansas, and then at one of their next shows, I'm guessing it wasn't Bonnaroo, you would have seen this.
They did end
Um,
with Everlong at
he
Bonnaroo.
he did a whole speech. He's like, "We didn't play Everlong for the fourth show ever in our career. We've played it at every show except four, and that was one of them." He's like, and he's like, I had so many people not only bitching at me, but going on to Violet's TikTok. He's like grown men going on to her TikTok and yelling at her in the comments. This was my wedding song. This song meant so much to me. How could they not play it? He's like, you need to get a fucking life. Like he put them down so hard where he like didn't care at all if he was losing
Oh, I
fans from
didn't
it,
see
which
this.
oh, it was awesome. I'll send you the clip. I'll try and post it somewhere. We don't really use Twitter, so I can't just
We
tweet it
should
out.
get better with that.
I've never been a Twitter person, but yeah, he went on like this whole rant and then he's like, all that being said, like, here's Everlong. Or like, I forget what he said. He's like, I don't like to say goodbye at shows. I hope to see you again. So I'll just say this. And then he plays Everlong because I guess it's like so long. But yeah, it was pretty awesome. So we're just repeating a lot of Dave Grohl and the Foo Fighters this week,
Which is okay.
all summer.
But like they got the teacher. No one has
I
gotten that yet. Don't complain about not getting Everlong when you got the teacher.
Yeah, for real.
Like no one thought they'd ever play that live, and they did.
Yeah, they've never played it live ever. Like, one, you got the teacher. Two, like they said it themselves. They played Everlong at every show ever except four. So like that's also kind of cool that you were at such a small percent chance of like something special. I don't know. Everlong's been going on since
Forever.
what when did Color and Shape come out? Like 93,
97.
97? Yeah, so like just look it up somewhere. Whatever.
Ungrateful.
Yeah, I hope if we get it, like that would be the coolest shit ever.
If we get it and there's no Everlong, I'm okay with it. We've seen them play Everlong before.
I'm gonna go yell at his children on TikTok if we don't get it. If we don't get the teacher.
And Violet's been like killing it on this tour. Like she was incredible during Bonnaroo.
She was so good. She was so like I don't know if shy is the right word, but she was just kind of
I
like
was gonna
chill.
say she's
She's just like chilling in the background, just crushing vocals, like meekly. It's just
yeah.
it's so cool. Like,
She's like, Dad, you be your outgoing self. I'm just gonna
yeah,
sit in the background and just kill every single note I sing.
yeah. Oh man.
Curious to see what happens with her, like if she joins a band or does a solo thing, but she's got a future ahead of her, that's for sure.
Yeah. And like not to like make it about money, but like she probably doesn't have to worry about that too much. So she really can just like chase a passion, which is like an amazing thing. Like all humans should be able to do that. Um, it's just easier for some than others, but like
Yeah,
if she likes singing, she should go for it. If like I don't know, she likes anything, but like she has that freedom and she has that talent. So like that's that's awesome.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And the Bonnaroo show was on Father's Day, so seeing like them get to sing together was pretty cool. Like, don't complain about Dave bringing his daughter up when she's really talented, and like
Did
that's like a father's dream to do something like that. So
did they play Show Me How?
they did they do Show Me How? I think they did. Yeah,
Yeah.
they just Show
Uh,
Me How, and she sang on Shame Shame was her other song.
oh, nice. Oh, so she wasn't out there the whole time.
No,
Okay. That's cool. She could have been. Like if she's just like chilling doing backup vocals, I'd be totally cool with that.
yeah, sure the band would too.
Yeah. I
But yeah,
can't.
last one more repeat for the week.
Okay.
So last week you introduced me to DJ Xavier. So we had a 3 hour drive to a wedding out in Gettysburg this weekend.
Back to back wedding weekends for you?
It was. I'm glad there's not
Jesus.
one this weekend.
Yeah. Uh,
There's not another one for us until December, which is a beautiful thing.
wow. Nice. I think it's September for me. I don't know. I'm probably wrong. Anyway, DJX.
Anyway, DJ X. So he was our DJ for 3 hours there and for 3 hours home. We didn't change off him, and he was, I'd give him a B plus for his efforts. He got a little weird at times, which is why I can't give him a full A.
An
Like when,
AI.
oh, very good. Well played. But like on the like when Gordon Lightfoot passed away like a few weeks ago, like I put his like Sundown album on to like listen to it for the first time, and I think he's pretty good. He's like folky, singer songwritery. But I only listened to it like once or twice, and then like we're like halfway through the trip, and he's like, "You listen to Gordon Lightfoot? Here's some Gordon Lightfoot," and then like and some other artists similar to him. So he pretty much got like a Woodstock like half hour of like all folk music,
Oh, that's
which I'm
awesome.
like, this is kind of nice. It's like it's a little relaxing, but also like I'm on my way to a wedding. I don't. This is better
Yeah.
for the ride home. Not that he knows I'm going to a
Yeah,
wedding,
he doesn't know your
but
mood is like the
yeah,
biggest issue, which like
I feel like you need to have a setting like the mood you're in.
we don't need AI to know our mood.
No,
But so did you
unless you
use
manually select it.
yeah. Did you use the skip button at all? Because I'm like
I
scared
didn't touch
to
it.
skip. I don't
I
want
was
to
scared too.
I don't I don't want to hurt the AI's feelings.
We came
So
close because like
I
he
will
put
listen to whatever he plays.
we were this close because he put on like Eeyore by Slipknot. And we were like driving home like Sunday
Oh
morning, and I was like,
yeah.
oh, Sandra's gonna kill me right now. So I just like talked to her over it, so I wouldn't have to skip it.
Yeah, I think the next move is to try the skip button because I don't know if there's a next and a mood change because I think there's a little circle you can hit as well. I haven't tried any of
Yeah,
it, but I'm curious how that works because I feel like he plays like moods or themes in sets of three and then he
yeah,
talks again. So I wonder if you could just be like, I don't want to hear this old ass folk music, skip. And then he's like, all right, here's some pop punk.
that'd be nice. He
Yeah.
did that like on the way home, like it was just hit after hit. Like he went like, oh, you like skate punk? Here's some skate punk. Here's like your top five from 2022. Here's a throwback to the summer of 2017. And it was really cool. Like I forgot about some of the songs I had no like
Yeah.
talked to you about like Old Time Road came on, and I haven't thought about that song in a really long time.
Is it
Uh
Old Time Road or Old Town Road?
Old Town is it Old Town Road? I said time, didn't I?
Yeah. I wasn't
Old Town
sure.
Road, excuse me.
Take your horse.
Take my horse back.
Apparently he had a great set at Bonnaroo too.
I believe it.
And I checked out. Did you ever listen to Petey? He's the
No, but
dude.
I've
He
heard of him.
he has like a killer Instagram where like he does these videos of him like talking to other versions of himself, and he's hilarious. But like I never really listened to his music. Look up California and listen to that. It's something California in the title, but
Danny?
not Danny. No, or not Hotel either.
Damn.
Not girls. Not
Dreaming.
uh not the
Or
Blink album.
occasion.
Not Ornication. Wow. We should do a
If
California song draft.
we should. There's plenty out there. Before we move on from DJ X, though, did Nicole ever get hers sorted out, or is it still like being really weird?
I don't think she's gone back to it, so
Okay.
I don't know. It was playing a lot of stuff that she never heard in her life. So
Does she use her Spotify a lot?
yeah, like exclusively. So
That's really weird.
yeah, I don't understand. Like I feel like there's someone with the same name out there. And he like is playing that Nicole's music. That's
You
probably
got
not what's
cross
happening, but
X got crossed.
yeah, X gonna give it to you.
But pretty
Yeah.
cool. Like we're going to Washington in a few weeks, so I feel like be another good time to test him out again.
Is it after July 11th though?
Before, oh, is it
Okay.
going away on July 11th?
No, but that's when Fish Summer Tour starts, so you'll have your 3 hour drives covered.
This is true.
Yeah. Imagine TJX is like, man, I'm not feeling it today, so here's a 45-minute tweezer. I'm gonna go take a nap.
He did not play any Fish. That was the one thing I was surprised. In 6 hours, of all the Fish I listened to on Spotify, there was no Fish appearance or any jam band appearance.
Interesting.
I thought maybe like, oh, you like Fish? Here's like
Yeah.
OAR. Here's Dave Matthews Band. Just didn't acknowledge the genre
Fish just
or
continuing
rap.
to
He pretty
not
much
get
stuck
the
to like
love.
rock, punk, classic rock, alternative, indie, folk, but didn't touch.
What type of person do you see DJX as? He
I see him
sounds
as
like
like
he sounds like a
DMX.
he sounds like a black dude to me.
I was gonna say like DMX,
Okay.
less
Just
barky, but
just checking if it was just me assigning a voice to an AI, but I was
no, I think
getting
that's
like
fair.
chill black dude, but not playing. Well, he played me rap, so checks out.
I might need to just up my rap listening. Maybe I've been
I thought
too
there
much
would
into
be,
everything else.
I thought they would have some different personas too, but everyone gets DJX. Like they should, how hard would it be to record like 2 other voices? Give
I feel
us
like
like
it's
a,
new though, so like that might be coming
yeah,
down the old town road.
like give us a chick and give us, I don't know.
I think
That'd be funny if they gave them like real personalities. Like they give you just like some like really like aggressive metal guy who's like only gonna play metal. And like, oh, you're like not this DJ again. And then like another one who's just like really into folk music. I don't know.
what if it's Little Nas X?
Little Nas DJX.
What if he's the voice?
I wouldn't surprise me. Because he's like he's so he just seems like he's open to anything. I could
It's like
see
he'd
him
love to do that.
he's
Yeah.
being the AI voice. Yeah, I'm excited to see where they go with this because it seems like there's a lot of potential and they could fine tune it a little. And
I feel like they use whatever algorithm they use for their end of year,
yeah,
like went into whatever he is.
yeah, I get that vibe too. Yeah. All right. I think we should wrap it up. I hope everyone is listening to DJX. Check it out. See how he does for you. Yeah. We got another episode coming next week, right on schedule. And then we're gonna have a fun 2003 album draft with Vinny. Pick up your Where Are Your Boys Tonight? What's the book called that we're gonna read?
It, is it Where Are Your Boys Tonight?
Where are Yeah, I think so. Where are someone's boys? I don't know
Is
whose
that the full?
boys.
I never can remember the line.
Well, the line is where is your boy tonight? So the book is something like that. Um,
Where's your Naj tonight?
he's right here talking to all you fine folk. I finished my other
Hold on, I'll
book,
get the
so
name.
like I'm ready to start this, but we said July 1st, so
I'm almost done with my other book.
nice.
Where is it? Where Are Your Boys Tonight?
Where are your boys tonight? Yeah. Who's the author?
Chris Payne, P
Chris
A Y
Payne.
N E.
Payne. DJ Payne. Bring the pain. All right, let's get out of here. We love you all, and we'll see you next time. Would you beat the Germans if